back to the GSL Team League. Man, we saw a pretty sick game back there. Toast is going to see Seed play again coming up here. We do apologize for taking that quick break. We were having some hardware stuff we had to get taken care of. But the countdown's begun, so get ready for a TVP. Let's see what this Seed guy has coming up next. Let's see if OGS Top can take him on for Team OGS. Over here for our Terran player, we representing the team OGS, incredible macro Terran. He is
oGs Top.
And over here for our Protoss player, getting a little shot there of OGS. By the way, that's MC, champion of Season 3. We'll definitely see him playing if Top gets pushed out of here. Yeah. Whether he be last or second to last, I don't know.
Or third.
Over here with our Protoss player, we have
I am seeded.
I am seed.
Well, they are. Well, there he is.
There
nice
he is.
Jacket. Looks like one of those high school jackets the football team gets.
Yep, kind of letter jacket kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Put I am on there. From the school of I am.
Lettered in Protoss.
The school of ownage with Nest T and MVP. It is far by air spots. And we actually have Seed doing something a little bit interesting already. Very late scout. He just sent out his probe. And if you're on a 4-player map and you send out your probe after the gateway, in this situation, the Marine should be out before the probe gets to the Terran base, and thus he's not going to be able to scout whether or not the Terran has gas. And that's actually something very important to figure out. So I don't know if he's actually maybe just messed up there. I can't imagine he's planned a build order, though, where he's going to be playing blind if his opponent is the last spot that he scouts. Why would you do that?
Well, maybe he plans to just go in Void Ray if he knows his opponent's at the top. But, I mean...
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I think your point is very valid, though. Normally, you want to scout soon on a 4-player map because you're guaranteed access to your opponent's base. So, yeah. As you see, the probe's going to peek over here. Says nope. All he has to do is see if those minerals have been mined. And as Artosis said, basically a Marine's going to be here as this probe gets here.
Yeah, and very likely if this Marine is handled correctly, the probe won't be able to see if there's any gas.
Now, he could manage to slip through.
Yeah, sometimes you can sneak up there and ring around the edge and somehow figure it out.
He's going up here. He knows his opponent's there. And he's saying, I'm thinking about jumping. Don't do it, probe. Don't jump.
Your robotic life is worth it to Tasteless.
Yeah.
He would miss you.
You know what's funny about this map is the map is actually on top of a giant building.
Several buildings, in fact. A city of buildings.
A city of buildings, but they're all connected.
Metropolis.
They're all
metal.
connected, so would it be one building?
I don't think so.
They're all connected?
Well, they can be connected by skywalks and stuff. That doesn't make it the same building.
True.
And here he comes. He's going to die.
Oh!
Sees nothing but the barracks.
Almost saw the factory.
Yeah. So he actually doesn't get any information. I mean, that's it. He doesn't know, is this going to be an expansion? Is this going to be just Marines and Marauders? Just Marines? Is it going to be tech? How many gases does he have? He doesn't have any of that information. So Seed playing a little bit blind here, but he's getting, as we see in the production tab, a quick robotics. There it is. And that's going to allow him to get out observers and check out what's going on anyways.
You know, going back to the scouting pattern that we saw earlier, I'm a bit confused by this. I would have thought, okay, for sure, Void Ray Rush if he doesn't scout.
Well, it looks like
if he doesn't get in there.
Yeah. It looks like he's actually... We're seeing Blue Flame Hellion by top, which is pretty cool. And something that I think is pretty cool is that Seed here is actually, and I'm not talking like the Tasteless build, he's doing the Artosis build. 2 gateways and a robotics.
No.
It's actually the safest.
That is the Artosis build.
I do it every single game in this matchup.
I used that build in the last tournament we played in. Well, that I played in, you were with me in China, man.
Yeah, but you went up to 3 or 4 gates.
No, well, you're talking about the 2-gate build where you get Immortals and rush the front?
The Observer build that I use on the ladder all the time.
Oh, the other Artosis build.
Oh, no, not the build I gave you for that tournament.
Yeah, not that build
you gave me. We're confusing the viewers. And yeah, you get out Quick Observer, and you actually check out exactly what's going on. that very quick observer is going to allow you to counter absolutely anything the Terran is doing. You just have to react correctly. So he's going to see, okay, there's some Hellions, and he turns around for some reason. So as he doesn't want to see anything else.
You know what? Because of the blur, he might not want to let him know that he actually has the observer, because if he sees an observer floating over his army, he's going to say, oh, you know what? I shouldn't drop. So what he did is he backs the observer up, and he's going to let this medevac come in there.
Very good.
And that's how you do it, Seed. Oh, but he saw the stalker beforehand. But Seed is actually pretty smart.
Yeah, no, that was a very smart thing of you to say, Tasteless. He knows exactly what's going on. Top may know, may not know. And Seed actually right now, it looks like he is going to go for a very aggressive build. He's adding on a couple gateways and a Stargate, as you see on the production tab there. So
and that's what you want to do. If you know your opponent's doing a drop like this, you just say, all right, I'm just going to stay one base. I'm not going to spread myself out so your harassment's going to work on me.
Yeah, you don't want to spread out too much.
Yeah,
for sure. And in the meantime, Top is looking like he wants to be aggressive as well.
Whoa, Stargate as well.
Yeah. And
he's one-basing hardcore.
He certainly is. Now, against a Raven-based build, this is going to be pretty interesting. He's getting Stim. He's already gotten some Marauders. He's got a lot of Marines, obviously. And, in fact, he's going 2 Tech Labs. So I think we may see a lot of Marauders. And if there's only 6 Marines out, Tasteless, if he doesn't make any more Marines, then a Void Ray could be very powerful. But it's going to be a Phoenix. Interesting.
Well, I guess that makes sense if he can actually catch that medevac.
Yeah, yeah. But showing the Phoenix will allow Top to make a lot more Marines. This is just a very interesting build. Now he is making a Void Ray. He's
all right,
switching up. He actually he does have the Phoenix out, but he's making a Void Ray now.
Has this build departed from the Artosis?
Oh, decades ago. Mine's economy, not one base.
One base.
But yeah, this is actually pretty interesting because he knows what's going on. He's trying to counter it. He has stopped probe production. So he's only at 29 probes compared to 33 now at CVs.
Yeah, it looks like he'd have to stop probe production to support 4 gates and a Stargate.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And in fact, he's making out his robotics as well, pumping out.
This is an interesting build.
Yeah, this is not something you see every day.
He can actually just shove his way up the ramp.
Yeah,
that's actually possible.
Yeah,
especially with the one immortal there.
You know, there's a lot of Hellions out. And in fact, he's not making any more
This
Hellions.
expansion's in for a surprise.
Yeah, I guess it is. Funny place to build your command center.
Looks like he wanted to build it outside of his base in case one observer did slip through. This is a cool build, man. He's basically getting Immortals and Void Rays now.
Yeah, Immortal Void Ray in this matchup is not something I've seen a whole lot.
Talk about two weird one-base powering builds.
The counter to this build is going to be just making a ton of Marines. And, well, he has a decent amount of Marines right now. Has 8, still pumping some out. And kind of faking an expansion right now. You know, he has all his units down the low ground in front of where the expansion would be.
Yeah.
So those scouting units don't really know what's going on.
And, you know, he kept Phoenix, fake Phoenix, actually, in the upper right corner of his base. Just a spot for that.
And, well, we see a little bit of a push there with the Stalkers. And, well, you know, the army he's going up against, this is such weird unit compositions. In fact, there's even 2 Vikings out. So those are going to obviously help a lot versus Void Rays. But a lot of it's going to come down to keeping those Marines alive to stop the Void Rays. Once all the Marines die, the Void Rays clean up everything. But this is a huge army that our Protoss player is going to move out with.
Hellions are going to move over here. They're going to see there is no expansion. They're going to go in the main.
They're Blue Flame, don't forget.
You probably saw that Void Ray slip through there.
Might do some huge damage here. Just killing a few so far. 4 probes are down. Ouch, Tasteless.
Oh, man, this is getting bad.
This is getting really bad.
Over here, these Hellions will eventually be killed, but here comes the big attack. And I don't know, Artosis. This looks pretty intimidating.
It does indeed. He's got to do damage here. He's lost too many probes.
Oh, my God.
And those are some good Guardian shields.
What is this insane strat?
This
looks like so powerful.
And weird amount of units. The Marines Tasteless are pretty much gone, so the Void Ray is doing sick damage at this point, and he has got so much left over.
I mean, how are you going to stop that now? He just parks that where the barracks are.
Dude, this Seed guy, he is pulling out some interesting and powerful rushing builds.
I got to say, I mean, we didn't know much about Seeds. We hadn't seen him play in GSLs before, but I'm really impressed with these builds.
Yeah, Top is an amazing Terran versus Protoss player, but
yeah,
I don't know if he's seen this before. You know,
I have never seen this build before.
I watch and play my share of this matchup, and I have not seen this. So very interesting unit composition. He lost almost all his probes. He's only down to 19. But still, I mean, it looks to me like Top is just straight up dead from here.
I don't actually feel like casting anymore. I feel like going home and actually trying this build out.
I know, seriously.
And breaking the ladder because I don't know, man. I mean, this looks so powerful, and I feel bad for this one Viking who's really trying his heart out. Poor Top, because back at home.
Yeah, Top not very happy, by the way. Not leaving the game. He's down to 7
supply. All right, this game's
supply.
over. This is basically GG. Should punch out GG any second now. There is GG. What an interesting strat.
Yeah. These new kids, man, you know, I've been telling people that there are people out there in Korea that are better than a lot of the Code A and Code S players that just haven't qualified yet. It's so grueling, so difficult, sometimes quite random to get through. Sometimes you just get a hard group and you don't qualify, even though you're a great player like Seed.
Yeah.
And he is showing it. He is doing some really powerful rushes, stuff that we really don't see all that often. Top very upset with that loss.
Crushing defeat there for Top. You know, a lot of pressure was on him, you know, to at least eliminate this kind of, at least not the strongest player on
IM. He is the anti-Protoss player for OGS.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
They're going to have to bring out someone that's quite beastly, Tasteless.
You could see MC sitting here, and he knows that he's going to have to be called up here pretty soon.
Like, oh, do I have to do everything?
Am I going to have to do the Kratos Protoss moves to these guys too?
Rip this Protoss's nerd arms off.
That's how MC
MVP
does it,
with
just like Kratos.
Yeah, man. Grab his chain and grab him, pull him in.
That build was so interesting.
It really was. It was such an odd...
It started out being like, all right, let's just see what you're doing. Then he saw the medevac. And by the way, I want to point out how smart he was for turning the observer around. He said, oh,
that was cool.
I don't want to show him the blur. Bring the medevac to me. I'll catch it, kill it, and I'll be ahead.
Yeah.
But after that, what was interesting was getting the 4 gates, turtling, then getting the Stargate, and then focusing on the Immortal Void Ray. I mean, ultimately, he ends up with this unit composition, which is so full, it's so diverse, I guess you could say, that, you know, Top just was not prepared at all.
Yeah, you know, he has a few Zealots in there, a good amount of Sentries, a lot of Stalkers, but then, like, the 3 or so Immortals, 3 to 4 Immortals, 3 to 4 Void Rays, makes, like, this crazy unit composition.
Yeah.
Especially for that point in the game. That is a weird composition for Terran to actually sit there and be like, all right, what do I need to actually kill this?
Well,
and the answer is like 1 trillion Marines.
I know there's probably a moment he was saying, Immortals and Void Rays, you know, having 1 Immortal in your army actually changes everything. Because you can actually target fire for just a few Marauders for those.
They tank pretty well. All right, well, we're going to see who is OGS going to throw out next.
Who's it going to be? Oh, interesting. I would have guessed it would have been Nada.
No, I would think Nada and MC would be the next 2, but they have their faith in Hyperdub. This guy has done great in the GSL so far. He has a lot of deep finishes. He's in Code S, of course. Has a ridiculously hard group in Code S. Poor guy.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad. Probably the hardest group in Code S.
Yeah, I would say so.
But clearly, OGS is confident with Hyperdub, saying, all right, set him out.
Well, you know, he's got a very unique style in this matchup as well. Notice he got a Code S round of 16 last season. But, you know, he's known a lot of times as an air Terran. Loves to go mass Banshee against Protoss. He won't necessarily do that here, but maybe something like that going to do a better job against OG. I mean, I'm Seeds. New builds, I'm just like naming every player in every roster. God.
By the way, as you can see, the coach to OGS probably talking to MC, saying, "Look, you know that
you have to team kill. You can't sleep in your bed tonight."
No, seriously, I mean, he's saying, you know, you are basically going to have to win this war if Hyperdub loses to Seed. and you can see the different attitude over here with Incredible Miracle. The coach is like, LOL, I'm Nesty. You might not even be playing in this.
Nesty's like, good.
Good.
I don't want to.
Cracks up an Nesty and goes, delicious. So we got Hyperdub up here. Hyperdub. Dubstep, by the way, good music.
Love dubstep.
There's filthy. That was a filthy beat. MC, I can see the pressure in the guy's face. There is a lot on the line, and I think my bet is that he knew no matter what he was going to be the ace player.
Yeah.
But oh, by the way, we're gonna have the map Lost Temple, great map.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he didn't expect for there to be the possibility of him having to all kill the team.
There is that possibility. If Hyperdub doesn't take this, then that's going to be what we have to see. Well, the game is going to start tasteless.
So get ready for some TVP action here. Hyperdub against Seed, this Dark Horse player from Team Incredible Miracle. The game is loading, so get ready for some awesome StarCraft 2 action here with Tasteless and Artosis. Tastos is here at the GSL Team League.
Now